It's that time of year again.
Frankie Dettori.
Donegal has a hat-trick. Blackburn have lost here, but they are champions.
It's just a dream come true, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
Who have you been voting for? The Sports Personality and Review of the Year, Sunday at 7:30, live on BBC1.
The man with those shoes. In concert. Somewhere in time. Somewhere on tour. Jimmy Nail, tonight, 10:50 on BBC1.
Your thoughts on BBC Television now in Points of View.
What do you really think of Paul Daniels? Oh yes, coming up, don't go away. Good evening, and let us first deal with poor old Arthur, who is possibly the only man in Britain who doesn't know the true meaning of the phrase helping the police with their inquiries.
Did you or did you not transfer funds from the campaign bank account into one or more other accounts and remove that money with the fraudulent use of cash cards?
No.
Is there anything else you want to tell us?
I've told you everything I know.
In that case, are you Arthur Fowler?
What?
Answer the question, please. Are you Arthur Fowler?
You know I am, yes.
Arthur Fowler, I am arresting you on suspicion of theft.
Ah, for those who've missed the current gripping storyline in EastEnders, Arthur is accused of nicking £20,000 from the Flowering Wilderness Fund, the only bit of excitement in his life since stealing the Christmas Club money in 1987 and that week of hanky-panky with Mrs. Hewitt in 1992. Given a lifetime with Pauline, prison might be a humane alternative, but the nation is shocked at his treatment.
I've had just about enough of Arthur, the money he supposedly stole, and the blunt way in which the police chose to accuse him of the crime with no hard evidence.
On a point of order, a serving police officer suggested that with a good lawyer, Arthur would be out the door and home, since the method of interrogating him was totally unacceptable.
Interviewing police officers don't go in and out of a room without giving a date and time check. Arthur's previous convictions would not have been allowed to be mentioned, and the overall threatening behaviour of the officers was completely false.
That aside, just genuine upset that a favourite character is going to have such a rotten festive season. No means of escape for another much-loved character, about here to descend into almost certain humiliation.
Lovely. Oh. Lovely. Sit down before I'm sick.
Wicked woman. He's halfway through his new series, Secrets. The setting's a nightclub with the host demonstrating his expertise.
So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 lengths of rope.
We went to the City Lit to talk to students on a beginner's magic course. What do they think of Secrets?
Blow on the rope and pull. Like that.
My general opinion of Secrets was that there may be an audience for it, but it certainly, I don't think, is the age group that I'm with.
I think it's probably better if you see it in person, because you're always suspicious of anything on TV. You think, oh, it's a camera trick, and they're moving things about, and they've cut there and they've cut here.
Well, it's quite entertaining.
I don't like the showiness of it.
I thought actually the show went on rather a long time.
It kind of makes my skin crawl a bit.
Did you know that when you go to the Statue of Liberty, up high, son. When you go to the Statue of Liberty...
He's just not my type of guy. I think he's very clever. I think he's a very good performer. I can't put him down there.
I think magic works very well on TV. You know, the more the merrier for me.
I think Paul is the only personality and the best personality on television.
And we'll let Mrs. Merton have the last word.
Let's talk about you and Debbie. You're in your mansion of an evening. You've put all your tricks away.
5 bedrooms.
And, 5 bedrooms. And Debbie...
Different one every night.
Really? And where does Debbie sleep?
I don't know.
Friday was World AIDS Day. The BBC marked the occasion.
I've seen almost everyone on BBC1 and BBC2 wearing a red ribbon because it's AIDS Day. I think a red ribbon is one you wear all year if you really do sympathise with people living with this condition.
And from Emma Davis in the Netherlands.
The trailers for World AIDS Day implied all HIV sufferers are homosexual, hotly followed by Newsnight, which implied that all female Conservative supporters are tea-pouring, purple-rinsed biddies. Being an expatriate, how the hell do I defend this stereotypical portrayal of our country?
Fine Cut last night set out to examine the British attitude to AIDS over the last decade, with one contributor suggesting angrily that the government's involvement was like putting Herod in charge of Mothercare. 30 calls describing it as disgusting and sick. A much more appreciative response to the Screen 2 on Saturday night, Nervous Energy, starring Alfred Molina and Cal McInich. A wonderful script. It plotted the rest of the life of Tom, a young Glaswegian dying of AIDS in London. The manic behaviour, the sickness, all falling on the shoulders of his lover, Ira, an American radio chat show host. Towards the end, Tom insisted on returning home to Glasgow, but his family cannot cope. Even his old trendy friends find it too much.
Maybe you should catch the sleeper.
No. I came to see my friends. My old friends. So, who's giving my boyfriend and me a bed? Well...
No can do, treasure. Which woman is up for the weekend?
Yeah, but we've got a foot on in this
No,
pair.
Bob.
Yeah, but...
No, Bob. Look, Poppet. The woman's recently had a stroke. I mean, let's face it, she's not ready for you.
Huge cries of approval also.
Why is it that the BBC only deals with homosexuals when they're drag queens or victims of AIDS?
The Sunday night BBC1 drama dealt with the story of Travis, a black GI who falls in love with Maggie, a middle-class married housewife with disastrous consequences.
You see this? You know why I have to carry this? To protect myself against the white GIs. When all I really want is the chance to fight alongside them. I came over to Europe to become an American. And when I go home, I want the white folks to come up to me and shake me by the hand. Barrett and the rest of them think that's crazy. But then I come here, and I meet you. And I think anything is possible.
There is not, alas, a happy ending, far from it. Travis is unjustly accused of raping Maggie, found guilty and executed. Again, many cries of congratulations. A couple of points of order. Eric Cross in Peterborough rang to say...
I was surprised by the caption at the end which said 9 black Americans have been hanged for rape, indicating that no white Americans were prosecuted. I know full well they were.
And from Acton, somebody called...
Fergie. Yes, I'm a tractor, a Ferguson tractor. I'm very angry. I could not have been in a farmyard in wartime Britain. I wasn't born until the end of October 1948.
Whoops, a motoring clip just for you, sir.
I like trucking, I like trucking, and I like to truck from behind. We like to sneak up on you from behind. Never mind if you hit 'em now.
That from not the 9 o'clock news when they were all 2 stone lighter, although, of course, the hedgehog changed shape there and then. And sorry about this, but we must return to the subject of Ian Beale's moustache and Barbara Cartland's dog. The first you thought looked like a drowned rat. The second I thought could be confused with a muff. An angry viewer from Scotland called for my sacking. Melanie Gurin has now written to say...
So what Anne said was right. She does look like a drowned rat.
I'll try and be clear about this. No programme next week. Football, lucky you. But for the final Christmas programme, please let me know your favourite clip. I'll leave you with a little bit of Showstoppers.
Down on the sand, step out to the street, pick up bugle plays the sound. Remember all your days when you see the leader proudly raise his hand. Just follow the band.
If you have any comments to make about BBC programmes, please write to Points of View, BBC Television, London W12 7RJ, or phone or fax 0181 576 4560.
Susan committed suicide. People do when they reach the end of the line. Why can't you just accept that?
Here's to the future.
Look,
For some reason, it got to Susan when Mary Gordon died, OK?
Paul's been so supportive. He's a wonderful man. But then you know that, of course, being such a good friend.
Well, you're right about one thing. It's a brilliant plan.
Dangerfield, Friday, 9:30 on BBC One.